Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net. Thanks again for watching. It's Sunday the 29th of June. And I know from speaking to many of you who are private clients, you've got a busy few days ahead, particularly those of you who are farming. You're out trying to get your hay cut and sorted, and I'm hopeful of some reasonable weather. And don't forget about you can be a private client as well. We service people from individual farmers right the way through to huge multinational companies, including people like insurance companies, investments organisations, people like that. So if you're interested, do get in touch. Just use the contact form at the top of the page. And we're looking like being dominated by dry weather through the course of this week. A more mixed weekend seems likely, and then really big questions over what happens late on. I'll show you more about that in just a second. But this is a forecast chart for Monday. You see a slack pressure flow across the country, perhaps an odd shower down these eastern coasts, and a little bit of rain in the far southwest, but generally most of us in for a dry day. You see high pressure remains in control through Tuesday. Lots of dry weather again. One or two showers running up through Wales, northern England and Scotland. Wednesday sees fronts coming into the north and the west. A few spots of rain here, but dry for most of us. Could be 26 degrees in the south on Wednesday. The high still with us through Thursday, but these fronts tending to blow some cloud and rain for northern and western Scotland. Quite breezy there, but dry again for most. 27 degrees is possible in the south, up to a 21 in northern Scotland. And Friday, despite there being weak fronts around, I just think more cloud and more spots of rain across western areas, a gradual deterioration in more central and eastern parts with a few showers coming through here. And that leads us into the question of how the deterioration takes place through the weekend. I don't think the GFS has handled this particularly very well. ECMWF looks better. Reasonably deep trough through the country going into Saturday into Sunday. Low pressure up towards the northwest, so a change from what we've seen recently. The ensemble does the same, ECMWF ensemble, low to the north. Look, there's that trough. Of course, the ensemble smooths things out a little bit. There's the Canadian, low to the north. Look, it sort of shifted the front through by next Sunday morning, brings us into this cooler and showery northwesterly flow, but it's still mixed. And the GFS ensemble puts low pressure up towards the north of Scotland. Puts a front through us somewhere through here, and then brings in sunshine and showers for most of us through the course of the weekend. So this idea of going into a more mixed weekend is one that I'm fairly happy with. It's what happens after that. MGO trying to give us a few clues, I suppose, taking us into phase 6 during the course of this week, and bringing us into phase 7 around the 4th, which of course is Friday. And then we kind of spiral in towards a neutral amplitude, heading into the middle part of July, so it makes things pretty tricky to try and pin down. And phase 7 of the MGO during July looks like this. It has higher than normal heights off towards the east. It has a trough then extending through the country. So what it tends to do is to bring more unsettling conditions across western and southern parts of the country. But it's a really, really tricky one to try and pin down. I wonder if what we're going to see next week is just a basic case of a westerly flow setting in with higher than normal pressures down towards the south, lower than normal perhaps up towards the north. So I think we'll see showers affecting northern and western coasts, but drier towards the east and the south, with no definite pressure pattern apart from just a standard westerly flow affecting all parts of the country. And the ensemble looks like this at week 2. It puts the trough actually complete opposite to the MGO, puts the trough off towards the east, ridge out here in the west. So flow like this. This is what I mean about our westerly flow coming in and bringing showers across Scotland and western areas, but not too bad really across the south and east where it could be dry. And then during week 3, the CFS and the long-range ECMWF doing something very interesting. This is from the 12th to the 18th. Look, they're trying to get a ridge built back in, so higher than normal heights to the west, higher than normal to the east, low to the south, low to the northwest. This nondescript flow through the country, so it's almost like a coal situation with that kind of pressure flow and seeing a coal across the country. So that again leads into this idea of thundery showers. Remember me telling you about July tending to be cool and showery, and this is where this is certainly pointing as far as the CFS is concerned. And then for week 4 looking like this, CFS wants to really go for it big time in building high pressure back in across the country during week 4, which would be from the 19th to the 25th of July. This one I'm not sure about, but the ECMWF is pointing to this one as well in building pressure as the month goes on. And for the whole of July, the CFS looking like this with the anomalies. It tries to build the ridge look out towards the west here and towards the east. There's the trough look. And here's another one down here. So it's lower than normal here, lower than normal here. And this is this pattern that it wants to start getting built into week 2. And remember, that's a mean of the whole of the month. So, you know, it's kind of backing itself up that this is where it wants the flow to be. And the peak of forecast temperatures from the CFS for the month certainly is backing this idea of this high building in look. Here it is. There's the high temperatures building from around the 19th onwards, going into a hot spell it sees for the 19th. Let's watch this. Let's not make that the definite prediction for now. It's just guidance, but let's just keep our eye on and work on this date of the 19th as possibly being when we see an improvement come in for possibly 5 or 6 days. I don't think it's going to be a real long last one. I'd go up till probably the 24th and then break it down again at the end of the month. I still think July dominated by this more mixed flow than we've seen recently over the last few weeks, but not a washout by any means, but not wall-to-wall hot sunshine all the way through either. So things generally going according to plan. And true to recent form, the weather is certainly not going to make things easy for us. But that's why we love it, isn't it? Anyway, I'll leave you that for now, but thanks again for watching weatherweb.net. Don't forget that we're kept free of charge because you keep coming back and using the site and telling your friends about us. So please continue to spread the word. And whatever you're doing, have a great day and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.